I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
What is up, everyone? It's your boy Drew. You checking out that Sunday Night Abyss. Now tonight right here we're using the what do you call this thing again? EV Mux. So I have a hard 2-hour time limit, I guess, because I ain't paying, not yet. First hour, I'd love you guys to call in. Oh no. Okay, it's right. I want to make sure my audio was right. Looks like it's right. Let me know, chat. I want you guys to call in and tell me your hallucination stories, particularly if they're or if they are from when you're sober. Maybe you stayed up too long. Maybe you had PTSD or whatever caused you to see something that wasn't there. I would love for you guys to call in. Share your story first hour. I'd like to converse with you guys one-on-one. And then second hour, we can just free-for-all, dog pile, panel, however it goes. I really don't care. But we will have a hard 2-hour time limit, so I'm going to have to shut it down at 10. And a lot of this might be things you can just tell in the chat, like if it's just a really short story. But yeah, I pinned the link. We're using this EV Mux thing, so it's a little different than the StreamYard, but pretty much the same thing. I've had a few hallucination stories. Oh, does that just blow your mind when I do this? You're hallucinating right now. Let's see. Let's trip you out here. How do I do this? There we go. You're tripping, bro. So trippy, bro. Obviously I've experimented, took some mushrooms before. One time when I took about maybe an eighth, me and one other person took an eighth, and then when I felt it kind of coming on, there was like a giant mound of like a construction site, like I think they were building homes, and there was like a huge mound of dirt. And I walked up and I pissed on the dirt. And then as I pissed on the dirt, like the texture of the dirt was kind of changing almost into like similar to texture of like mushrooms, or like more, even though dirt's organic, it was more like organic or like planty. I don't know how really to explain it. I saw that on the same trip. The other person that I was tripping with, we both saw each other's fingertips glowing like ET, like there was like little light bulbs in our fingertips at the same time. That's the same trip too that my buddy was driving me. He was sober. My buddy pulled into McDonald's or something. I was probably like 19. You know, there's always a disclaimer when there's a McDonald's story. I saw when this guy filmed a fight in the McDonald's drive-through and on YouTube, and the description of the video was like, I don't usually go to McDonald's, but I was running late to work. But no, I was probably like 19 back when I still fucking ate McDonald's, and my buddy pulled in. I ordered like McChicken or something. And he handed me the bag, and I didn't even open the bag of the McChicken. And it was just like, I didn't want to look at it, and I didn't want anything to do with it. And after that, I didn't eat meat for like 2 years because it was just like, there was just a vibe coming from that bag. I've taken shrooms before, and I saw my mom lived across the street from like not a power plant, but there was like power lines across the street, and I could kind of see the energy coming off the lines when I was tripping. You know, I've seen the walls breathe, the kind of typical stuff that you see. The only time I've seen something when I wasn't under the influence, I guess, was, this is what kind of I really would like to talk about. And this show in no way endorses the taking of any kind of drugs. Stay sober. Drugs are bad. But one time, like, my house was vandalized with like a bunch of paint inside of my house, and I think I was like so traumatized, and I thought it was gonna happen again. I thought these vandals were gonna come back again. And one time, and then I looked at my front door one day, and there was like paint across my front door, like just a streak of paint with like the brush strokes. It like someone took a brush and just went right down the door, front door. And I was fucking pissed. I'm like, motherfucker. And then I just went in, and whatever happened, I mean, I'm sure I was probably stoned maybe at the time. Even if I wasn't stoned directly then, I was smoking a lot at that time in my life. And then later I went back and like looked at it, and it wasn't even there. Like, it was all in my imagination. So to me, that's what's really interesting about like a hallucination, is I just completely like I literally saw it. I remember seeing, you could see like the lines from like the paintbrush. You know what I mean? Like the bristles of the paintbrush, you could just see it. It was just going like straight down the door. And it was like the same color as the paint stains inside of the house. So it was like I totally like tripped that out and saw that. And it never it's not like they came back and cleaned it or anything. It never existed. It's like that Halloween movie by Rob Zombie, where the whole thing was like a hallucination in the person's mind. And that's what leads me to believe like a lot of the way I look at the world and stuff is like kind of like a mental universe, almost, for lack of a better term, because it's all happening inside of your mind, and it's the way like your brain interprets everything. So the reality is rendered by the way that you see it. Let me check out this chat real quick. I'm gonna see if you guys have any crazy. Feel free to call in, man. I got that link pinned up. Scott's keeping it real for the algorithm. Appreciate you. They marked your door. Truth Hurt said, no, they didn't. I was tripping. Okay. Carrie in the chat says, I talked and played hide and seek with my dead dad tripping. That's pretty wild. Truth Hurt says, mine involves stimulants and about 3 days no sleep. Just saw shadows in the bushes, not too exciting. I didn't go investigate as it was at the trailer park across the street. That's interesting. There is that, whenever I was really tired, and I used to like, before we had our own places and stuff, I don't know why, we just drive around all the time, I guess just to smoke weed or whatever and have some freedom. But I feel like I would always see like shadows like crossing the road when I was really tired. And I didn't learn until later that's like a real phenomenon. People say they see that. It's like a kid or something darting across the road when you're really tired. There's like a Tech Nine song about it too, even. Dark shadows across the road or something like that. So that's definitely a hallucination. Seasoned Salt says, one time I ate an eighth of shrooms and thought I was a bird sitting on a telephone pole in New York. There you go, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Like, what if your consciousness like transferred as wild as that sounds, you were able to like tap into that bird's consciousness for that moment or whatever. That's pretty wild. Let's see what else you guys got. Yeah, Tin, call in, bro. He says he's got a DMT. I want to hear if you guys seen those like jesters or machine elves or any of this other crazy that type of stuff. Or like I said, like non drug induced if you had some kind of trauma that caused you to see something or whatever. Because to me, it lends a lot of credence to that reality is how you render it, basically. I think ABT said that before, but yeah, if you're, and then like if you're, what do you call it? Graphics card or whatever of your mind isn't as powerful as other people's, I think you're not gonna see what they see, and that's why there's these like internet communities because people are on similar like wavelengths or whatever. They have a similar kind of graphics card in your brain, and they render reality kind of the same, which can kind of be a bad thing. And that's kind of a big premise of my channel is that these people that are like, I hate to try to couch diagnose someone, but they're kind of like mentally ill or something. Then they find people that have similar types of like mental illnesses, and then it reinforces their mental illness. So then rather than seeking help or whatever, they just get hyped up by it, and it feeds fuel into the fire of their like delusions. I see that a lot in the truth community. Square Peg Round Hole thought they were watching Donut. What up, it's your boy Donut. That's the Juggalo truther if you don't know. Yeah, Tin, call in, bro. Mike checks in. Everyone's good. You guys are leaving me high and dry, man. I'm trying to think, man, if I've had any other. I've never did like acid or any of that stuff. Michael says if you eat enough shrooms, it becomes similar to a DMT trip. Square Peg says shrooms are more body than mind. Okay, Daniel says took shrouds like 7 months ago. I think maybe shrooms. All my friends were evil entities. Well, maybe they really are, and you just saw them how they were. Said it wasn't a good trip though. Oh, we got the TBE coming in the house here.
Yo, what's up? Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfect.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, man.
You got a cam on this bitch?
Yeah, hold on. Let me figure this out.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. It's pretty much the same. I don't know. I'm still kind of testing it out. I have like different backgrounds I can put back here behind us. This one's cool, except it stretches it out, so then it makes it look like it's really like lo-fi, that trippy one. The actual one is like pretty HD. It's just a 500 by 500 pixels.
Yeah.
When it stretches out, it looks weird. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
That's what the ladies paid to see. That's what they paid that new membership fee for.
For this ugly mug in front of your face. Maybe I can turn this light down. There we go.
All right, you did some DMT?
Yeah, I think I was in my early 20s. I'm going over to a buddy's house to pick up some weed, and he's on the phone. And I see he's got a bong on his table, and like we're buddies. So, I mean, we see each other every once in a while, so it was cool. I kind of pointed at it because he's on the phone, and he's like, yeah, he just hand waves me. He's like, yeah, go ahead. And I needed a bag of weed, and I'm jonesing for it, so I milked this thing. I mean, the whole thing looked like a big gallon of milk, the way I milked it. And
you're talking about the bong.
Yeah, the bong.
These people, these boomers might not know. He's saying he
Right.
filled it up with like.
No, I gotta explain that to him. Yeah, I like the bong, and I put the smoke in the bong, and I hit it, and I guess the guy forgot this hippie kid. He's like this kind of hippie.
Was it Provo Kid?
It looked like Provo Kid. That's funny that you fucking say that. He looked almost exactly like Provo Kid. Yeah, that's not even
Shout
a
out to
joke.
Prolapse Kid and Stephen David. We're
That's
going
pretty
head to
funny.
head with them right now, so I don't know how we can compete. But
Yeah. So I guess he forgot that he had DMT in that, and
so you thought you were just taking a rip of weed?
I'm thinking I'm just hitting some weed, some shitty mids. He lived in a bad part of town where that's all they had was like schmids. But I guess he forgot that that's what was there, and I guess he told me, "Yo, that there's DMT in that, so be careful." But at that point, it was too late. Uh, it basically the trip started like, let's say you're driving down the road and it's raining, and it starts to rain, but you don't put on your windshield wipers. So that pretty much what happened to my vision. It just kind of got blotted out. Beep 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 beep, and then uh, a little bit of that I don't remember, but I do remember like the feeling of flight, and my vision is like kind of going towards this one spot in my line of vision, and it's just like lasers and good God knows what. I didn't see like characters because it felt like my whole trip was just me moving really fast. I remember the
You
feeling.
blasted off, basically.
Yeah, so I remember the feeling is like people when they're about to wake up from a dream when they're falling. It was like that feeling, just like for I don't know. It felt like
Forever.
a half hour, and
Uh,
when I came to, I mean, it felt like the whole trip lasted like a couple of hours, but when it came to, it had only been about 10 or 15 minutes. Me just in a fetal position in the corner, like flipping, going nuts. But
now, so you didn't see any of the entities. People say they see the machine elves or the clowns or any of that stuff, the
no,
jester, whatever.
no, I guess I didn't do enough.
But
But
would you say you broke through? Like people say, you'll break through if you smoke enough of it to a whole nother dimension.
it felt, yeah, it definitely felt like that. It was a strange feeling to just be in a room 1 second and somewhere completely different, and my sense of time was destroyed. And I thought,
Uh, that totally reminds me. I can't believe I forgot when I was telling my stories, which aren't too many, but I did do that Sylvia shit, and it was kind of like,
Salvia.
yeah, it was kind of like your story. Basically, I hit it. Uh, Next thing I know, I'm like laying back, or I'm like on the couch, and I laid back like that, and I could kind of feel like I didn't see my body, but it felt like I rose out of my body almost, and I kind of felt like I was upstairs. I was in my basement at the time, so then I felt like I was in the upper level of my house, or the main level, I guess, because I was in the basement. And then the next thing I know, like the same thing you said, I just kind of like blasted off. I went somewhere. I kind of remember my grandma being involved, like vaguely. But again, just like you said, it felt like it was hours and hours and hours of stuff happened, and I came back, and it was like 5-10 minutes or something.
Yeah, that part is just that baffles me. I don't know how that happens. I don't know how that works, but
Yeah, I was gone, dude. I was
it
just
is
on the
insane.
couch, like.
I've
But I
seen
don't
some
remember
of
it
those
specifically.
salvia overdose videos on YouTube. Man,
Where they
those
just
guys
like
look bad.
they'll just like, just like straight fall, slide down the wall and stuff.
Yeah, and like some of them, they're like in public at like a damn CVS parking lot, just like flipping out in their car. Like, that's an uncomfortable situation to be in, man. That video makes me uncomfortable watching people all fucked up like that.
Uh, Michael A says I did Salvia 30X when it was still legal. I was only like 16. So that was my experience. It was when it was still legal. And I didn't here's the trip that I forgot to mention on my story is I didn't know the shit was like a hallucinogen. So I my buddy gave it to me and just said, "Dude, it's like some legal weed, dude. It's like some legal weed." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I just went home and I hit the shit out of it because I thought I was gonna get high on some, but which of course you think it's gonna be way less than the real weed, right? So okay, you need like twice as
Yeah,
much just to
yeah,
take
yeah.
a small buzz. So I was like, I roasted it a couple times or something, and then I blasted off, and then I called him later, like, "What the fuck, dude? You didn't tell me this shit was like a hallucinogenic."
Bro. don't know, man. I'm gonna have to catch a fade with somebody do that shit to me.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. We got our boy BV in here, man. I don't know if you want to hang out, you can. Otherwise, I'm gonna bring BV in. I think
That'd
we
be
could go panel too right now because not
yeah,
too
man.
many, not too many callers tonight, man.
I'll be right back. One
All right,
second.
what's up, BV? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes. What's up?
Nothing much. Thought I'd add to this a little bit. So with the salvia thing, that was the only real time through drugs where I had like a proper hallucination. I think just so incredibly different from the real world.
You're breaking up just a little bit here. We lost. Wait,
Hold
here we
on.
go. You just broke up for like the
Yeah,
last like 10, 15 seconds or something, maybe.
yeah. I'll get within the Wi-Fi range.
Okay, yeah, now it seems like
Yeah.
it's a little
So
better. So you had
yeah,
the
yeah.
only time it worked for you was salvia. Is that basically what you're saying?
Well, the only time I had um, I guess you could say like the stereotype of a hallucination, where something was just so unbelievably unreal, uh, that um, you know, actual different things entering into my brain rather than just like the real world being distorted or something like that. Uh, so I'll give you an example. A lot of people say on acid, trees look like broccoli, and that's kind of what I experience with hallucinogens like acid or mushrooms. Is things just became more real, or like the colors were more vibrant, uh, that kind of thing. But with salvia, it was like a clown world, I guess you could say, like just totally. Um, it was like I entered a different kind of world, I guess you could say.
Did
Um,
Did you see any of like what they call the entities or whatever on some of that stuff?
well, people who were around me were in the hallucination, uh, and they were like just weird creatures in a sense.
So it was like
Like
your
there was,
friends, but in the trip, they look like creatures.
well, they just looked like so different. Um, and there was a guy called Ali there, and like he was shaped like an A, like A for Ali. I just thought it was like the strangest thing ever. It's just like so, you know how people do like an A, like they,
Yeah,
A, it was like that, and I got a
that's funny.
feeling that he was doing that, like just like putting his hands above his head and that kind of thing. But with other stuff, I was only ever my hallucinations just made stuff vibrant. Like the colors were richer, uh, things were they felt slower, like life felt slower, in a sense. Uh, and I'm being very
Well,
vague, but
yeah,
yeah,
but that goes with what Tin and I experienced too, where it's like it felt like for us it was like hours and hours, and then when we came back to it was like 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
yeah, sure, yeah. But of course, with an acid trip, it goes for hours, like 8 hours.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Usually, yeah, yeah. So like it was just a good party time, I think. But there was this YouTuber called Millennial Woes, and like he was kind of a little bit screwed up, kind of mentally. But he always said that the acid trip or mushroom trip, I can't remember which one, it like heightens the extremes. like I think he was like a very melancholic person, and it just he took acid or shrooms about 5 or 6 times, and one of those times it just like it just like made that bad time worse, the worst bad time ever. So uh, hallucinogens fall into your emotional kind of spirit, I guess you could say, more than anything. Um, you know,
Yeah, I've always been told by people that are more experienced with it, like to make sure you're in a good mood, never like put yourself in a situation where you'll be in a bad mood or something like that, or get pissed off or sad. And
yeah,
yeah, so I've never really experienced that because I've always kind of heeded that warning. And that only one time when I came out of mushroom, like I was doing mushrooms, and then I like did kind of tripped all night, but it was pretty light, nothing crazy. But then in the morning, maybe I don't know, like 6 in the morning, I was like calling my mom and crying. My mom's like, "You need to get off the
yeah,
drugs," and I was like, "Yeah, I know." She knew I was messed up. Calling her at like 6 in the morning.
yeah. I remember like, well, I was addicted to weed when I was doing all this stuff, and we just used to smoke, grams and grams of weed, just to keep the party rolling and drinking and all that. And
Oh yeah.
um, yeah, yeah, I don't know, like I kind of wish I didn't do that stuff, but at the same time, it was a genuine experience, I think, nonetheless.
Yeah,
Um,
I just think of
you
like
see things for what they are.
all the money I spent on like weed and alcohol.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man, if I
yeah,
could
yeah.
count
That
it
that
up, I don't even want to think about it. It's like I could have like a huge nest egg if I would have saved all that up.
Oh, if someone could show me like the figures, it's like I'd want to go to the bottle shop and just like swig an entire bottle of vodka, like right there. It's just depressing thinking about how
Yeah,
much money was
I mean,
spent. Cigarettes are another one. It's
yeah.
like
Luckily, I never
how
got
much
into
money
the
on cigarettes.
cigarettes, but I've been going pretty
Hmm.
bad on the energy drinks lately. That's just as bad. Probably I need to get off some energy drinks, man. It's like $3
Yeah,
an energy drink now.
yeah, yeah,
You need like two a
yeah.
day.
No, no,
Pack of cigarettes.
yeah,
Do I regret it?
yeah. Now I
Nah.
like.
Do I regret doing all that stuff? Nah. I guess you gotta
I
get
regret
through
salvia.
it somehow.
I
I
guess if
regret salvia big time. Yeah.
you do regret Sylvia,
Yeah, big time. Yeah, I remember
why?
at the time when I woke up from it, I was like that. I felt so detached that I never wanted to feel like that again. I was like, this is ruinous. This stuff. So I just yeah. But I got hoodwinked as well. People were like, "This is some new stuff," and I just smoked it and didn't know what I was expecting, and it was just. You know what? I actually regret K. Had ketamine before. That
I
was
never even fucked
something
with
that
that.
I
I don't even know what
regret.
that is, to be honest. What is it? You smoke it or what?
It's just horse tranquilizer. No, you
Is it
just
like a pill?
you can eat it or you snort it. No, well, yeah, but they crush it up so you can eat it or you can snort it or something like that. It's a horse tranquilizer, and I can't remember exactly what the like whether it's a hallucinogen or something like that, but it just
No,
it,
just
it just completely mm,
It's like a super downer or what?
it's like an insta drunk kind of feeling. Like insta like
yeah,
super hammered.
it is, yeah.
Like you're loopy and
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah, like it.
"Ooh." It's like the room is spinning, but you're without the nausea type thing.
Yeah, yeah, that's
If
true.
you do
Yeah,
enough of it,
yeah.
I guess.
There's no. I remember I was in an apartment and I looked outside, down at the ground. I was maybe like 15 floors up, and it was like I couldn't look at it. It was just whoa, you know. It just
Yeah, I don't know
yeah,
anything
your
about that.
orientation is all disastered. You know.
I think that came
Mm,
out when I was like too old. I was too poor from having kids to even know where to get that shit.
mm. Yeah, I think in Australia it was like a an easy drug that like people could get. Like they would uh, just know a veterinarian and they could get this stuff. It was like this thing that you could just take straight off the bat rather than manufacturing something or something like that. Because when I was younger, there was um, so yeah, people had that option.
Daniel in the chat's talking about mescaline. I remember people talking about that way back in the day, but I never like found that or anything.
Yeah, those are kind of rare to find.
Mhm.
Acid was everywhere, especially in my.
See, I never like.
When
I
I was
guess I
18.
knew a couple people that had it a few times, but to me, it was never really around me. I only knew people that were like basically stoners, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. What do you call it? Um, yeah. Acid is like pretty easy to find, then the shrooms are easy to find. But with mescaline, you kind of got to grow it yourself. I mean, and then you don't have to synthesize it, but you can boil a tea or something like that. You know, um, you'd be pretty tripped out at that point, kind of
Yeah,
individual, I reckon.
Daniel says that mescaline is pharmaceutical peyote. I mean, yeah, I remember hearing about all that shit back in the day. Like, dude, we gotta find some peyote, man. We had heard of that DMT, but I never knew
Mm,
like where to get that to. We read about it on what's that one like drug website on the internet that always comes up? I can't even remember. Not Crystal Links. What's the other?
what like
Eurowid, I think it was, and I read all about it and like Terrence McKenna and the Machine Elves and all. I'm like, oh, dude, we gotta find this, bro. We gotta make a breakthrough, bro. Watch out for the jester. But I guess I'm glad we didn't find that. Missy Wilson became
mhm.
a member. Appreciate you, Missy. You always leave good comments. Thank you.
Yeah.
Earwig. Rusty
I
said
I think
they all knew it.
Irwin.
Denise got down back in her day. She says late 80s, early 90s X was the best. Probably stuff was like more pure. And now it's what's like that all that fentanyl shit. I don't even know anything about that either. Like obviously I hear about it like on the news and stuff, but I couldn't even tell
China,
you.
bro. China's doing
mm,
it, bro.
China's bringing in the fentanyl.
China's bringing in the fentanyl because they
Joe
stopped the heroin.
Biden's selling it on the street corner. He's got Hunter posted up on each street corner.
Yeah, Biden was like, no more heroin coming in here. So like, all right, cool. We'll just start, we'll introduce a new product and start killing some Americans. So China.
What is it? So
Final
like
answer.
the fentanyl shit. What is it? It's like a pill or what? That's how like clueless I am. I don't even
Yeah,
know what it is.
I have no idea what that shit is, and I've been around drugs
no,
for a good
it's just
portion of my
a
life.
pill. It's just a pill. Yeah.
It just fucks you up.
Yeah.
Gay.
And people have got clever. They've got clever ways of isolating it, and making it more stronger. Like
So white
yeah.
powder, Jessica says. Fentanyl is super potent opiate. Yeah, that's how like boomer I am. I don't even know what this shit is anymore.
Nah, be happy to be a boomer about this because nobody really knows where this shit came from. It just out of nowhere. There it is.
That's that George Floyd shit, right? Where he was
Yeah,
all like
Floyd and all. Yeah,
the banana. Wasn't that when he was all on like fentanyl?
yeah. He was feeling good.
Yeah, he looked like he was feeling good.
Man, that
D
just
Smiley said when it's a pill, they call it the blues.
Yeah.
Bentonol. Somebody said Bentonol.
Bentonol. That's funny. Shout out to Ben, Nightmare Dystopia. Smiley says he's got some hallucinogenic stories. All in, bro. What's funny is BB, you said your friend on that Sylvia stuff looked like an A, and there was this black guy that I always knew, and when he told his Sylvia story, he always said he felt like a Z. He's like, I could feel the energy running through me. I felt like my whole body was a Z. Is when he like took that shit. That's what he would always say. So that's funny that your friend you said thought was an A. That's what that reminded me of.
Yeah, and his name was Ali as well. So it was just, and he was
Ali.
a totally out there guy. So it was just, I remember Yeah. And, yeah.
One
I
second.
mean, I'm glad. You know what though? I'm glad I don't smoke weed anymore.
Yeah, EBT, you got some. I know you've told your Sylvia story before, EBT. You got to have some acid stories or something. You look like a wild animal. What's funny is EBT and I and Shem Tartarian Truth streamed last night, and we said we were gonna go to Archaic's little meetup or whatever, and then by the end of the stream, like all the tickets were gone. Look at Denise, typical woman. I don't pay for weed.
Yeah, we know all about your type.
She's
We know
got
all
some of
about
that
your
80,
type, Denise.
she's got that 80s ecstasy stashed away in her bedroom.
Oh, yeah.
Got a whole pallet. Okay, Smiley says when I had meningitis, I don't even know what this is. Dual did. What the hell is that? Was the only opiate that helped my extreme pain. Did. I don't know. I know I'm not saying that right.
Dualidin.
Sounds like some Arab stuff. Fat Elvis says I took Sylvia and ran through a field at night. Me and my friends were clowns for a minute. Black and white clowns. See, that would trip me out, man. And that used to be legal, man. You could just buy that at the gas station. Pretty crazy. Somebody's got to have some more. Or if anyone got if you stayed up for days, you would definitely be seeing some shit too. Just like sober. Oh, hydromorphone. Okay, that's funny. When I was my first marriage, that she had that one time, she had like a bottle of I think it was that same thing, hydromorphone, and they were just like super, super, super tiny pills. Like they were like tiny and they would fuck you up, man. I remember that shit. Might have been, I don't know if it's the exact same. Hydromorphone, it might have been hydromorphine if there's a different. I'm not sure. Then we would take that and like drink, and I'm like, dude, could have died. I was like 22 years old doing shit like that. I'm like, dude, that's how these motherfuckers die. These wrestlers and shit do shit like that, end up dead.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something called Xanax, which
Here comes
really
Davey.
ruined me. It's like
Was that the bat signal for Davey Crocco?
Yeah, Davey's coming in. Like, hey guys. Yeah, I think the Zanny shit's a downer though. This is what, like, I don't know about any of this. Like, I'm being for real. Like, all I did was weed and alcohol and occasional shrooms.
Yeah, I had a friend who was prescribed this, and I took, I think, half a pill of what he had, and like I was just, I can't remember the night, you know, that kind of thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, like the pill shit. Yeah, then it's not even fun because you're just like,
Oh yeah. It just wiped me out, you know. So it's totally disastrous. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see like the animation like when the comments come up. It's like so extra, and it takes so long for the comment to like pop up. UT said he likes it. I think to me it takes too long for it to like finally get up there. All right, man. Well, I guess we've told all our trip stories. What else you guys want to get into, man? If anyone else wants to talk about some more of that stuff, that link's still up. Feel free to call in. But I say we can keep it moving on to something else. Did you, BV? I don't know if you caught. I was on their tinfoil or what is it? The Toilet Bowl Earth channel earlier today. I don't know. Yeah. Did you catch that at all? Okay, if anyone's in here and you missed it, go to the Toilet Bowl Earth channel, and I was live with Tin for about half hour. But real quick, the story I told was I ended up going to this Protestant church today, and I couldn't believe how these people were dressed, bro. Like I haven't been to church in like 15 years, and I get in there, and it's like a step above Walmart, dude, and I couldn't believe it. Like they're wearing shorts, sandals, backwards.
What kind of Protestant?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't even know. I think it's just like I don't know. I should know, but I don't. I was just invited, and
Right. Yeah,
bro, unreal. Like showing
for sure.
tattoos, like all coming in with Starbucks and big gulp from 7-Eleven, a big gas station drink, and like their own thermoses of coffee. I'm like, dude,
Is
this
there
is
some people?
unbelievable to me.
You got some people backstage or something?
Oh yeah, I
Hmm.
do actually. Hold on, let's see who we got. We got B
Yeah.
Smiley.
I think
What's up,
Trank
What's up?
B
was just
Smiley?
in here.
What's up?
Who?
What's up?
She was for a second. Where'd she go? She's not back in here no more.
Yeah, let me get her back in here.
What's up, Smiley? I know you got some crazy hallucination stories.
Yeah, there was one time when we were like around 19 years old, and we used to like to trip on holidays like Halloween and all that shit, and we had a couple ounces of mushrooms, and we were pretty much already pros at it at that point. You know, we still like to trip every weekend or whatever and just eat handfuls. But for this for some reason this night wasn't normal. Everything was just off to begin with. We weren't in a good mood. Shit just wasn't right. But we ended up eating probably around 5 to 7 grams each easily, and started rolling up our weed while it started kicking in because we still like having them rolled while we were tripping. And by the time we had our blunts rolled and lit them up, man, we fucking just lost it. It was I'm telling you, man, when this shit started happening, my friend started fucking shrinking. Like he started shrinking down into a pile of clothes, and it looked
Okay,
like
this is
you
the
know
type of shit I want to hear, man.
you ever watch Little Monsters? You ever watch that movie Little Monsters?
Yeah,
And they turn the light on, and he turns into clothes. That's
that's
what
what
this
happened.
fuck. That's what happened, but it happened so slowly. It was just he deflated, and all it was skin and clothes. And it's making me shake thinking about this, bro. Fucking, and he slowly started inflating in his body again, and it just slowed back up, and then he was back to himself. And I never seen him after that. I think he left because he lost his fucking mind too. And I think he left, and we ended up in the living room, man. Just, dude, we thought we were dead. I thought I was like in judgment or in the in between realm. It felt like the world ended. My friend was fucking turning. We looked like gas, like gaseous. Couldn't see my physical body. There was fucking spiders coming out of the wall. It was just,
Damn,
that was the scariest shit I ever went through, man. That was the scariest shit I ever went through. We tripped
Trank
for
was,
about
there she
about
is.
20 hours.
bro. But that was just
Mushrooms,
one. That was 5 to 7 grams. You said.
eat something easy or more, but easily 5 to 7 grams each, dried grams.
Damn.
That was, oh,
Sheesh.
I stopped taking psychedelics for a long time after that, and I couldn't even smoke weed after that. It ruined weed for me. I started getting paranoid and thinking about death and all this stupid ass shit, and it would just make me uncomfortable. And it took years for that to go away. I don't recommend it. People like to say bad trips are good for you and ego death and all that shit. I don't recommend that shit.
You don't do that shit anymore? Or are you done with that for good?
Yeah, I trip a little something sometimes. No, I do it alone. I'll do it alone though, and make sure I'm in a good mood, But
Damn.
I don't trip with people anymore.
Do you think it helped you at all? Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, see through the veil or whatever. As lame as that sounds, like, you know what I mean. Like, not just during the trip, but like for your life. Do you think it helped like expand your consciousness at all?
I've always credited psychedelics for that, but I don't know. I honestly don't know because I've always been kind of weird, and I've always thought about all this deep shit to begin with, and I've always kind of been like that.
Yo, Smiley, did you ever do the thing when you're tripping on acid, stare into a mirror?
No, I don't like looking at myself in the mirror, man. I put a candle in my bathroom so I don't have to fucking turn my light on.
Yeah, it's a
I
weird,
don't do that sober. Damn, I would hate to do that tripping.
it's a crazy
Yeah,
experience when you're tripping. Mirrors,
I've,
mirrors
I've
are wild. Crowley loved the mirrors, man.
yeah. Same with the scrying mirrors.
What's up, Tranquil Vortex? You got any old school hallucination stories? Oh, your mic's not working. Can't hear you.
I think you need to hit the mute button.
Yeah, you're not muted on my end, so I don't know.
It says she's muted on our end.
I'm.
Mine.
Oh, did I hit it? Here, hold on. No.
she's
So it must be on her end because there's no button for me to change that. I see where it shows her or her mic's like strike through her mic, but I can't click that or anything. Sorry, Tranquil. Or drop out and try to drop out and come back in maybe or something. That might work. Yeah, so I think B Smiley sounds like he has the most experience.
I'll just say that if people are gonna venture into those psychedelics, don't take that shit for granted, man. That shit'll kick you in your ass if you take it for granted. It's all funny.
DMT or any of that?
No, I never had DMT, and the other thing the strongest thing that I've had was salvia. I've heard you guys talking about salvia. I've definitely had a few salvia trips before. Mostly
experience, like blast off type shit.
Oh yeah, I've turned into objects. I felt like I was like an inflating ball in a circus, turned into like a chair.
Was there like an elephant balancing on you in the circus or what?
No, I think I was the only one in this. I was the only one in the tent
or something.
No, man, I was inflating. It was inflating. I can't explain it. My whole body
Your
was.
trips have inflation and deflation.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, dude.
That's wild.
I never even thought about that.
That's pretty wild. What's up, Tranquil? Try again here.
How we going?
Now we can hear you.
Hey, what's up?
What's
Good
up?
to see you guys. Nice to meet you all. If I haven't said g'day before, nice to say hello.
Good day.
Nice to meet you.
I've got some pretty interesting stories. When I was very young, well, I call it very young, 18, 19, we had some fun. And I remember working one night. It's afternoon actually. I was at barmaid, and I thought, I'm close to the end of my shift. Should be right. Little bit of cardboard, bit of fun, and it happened to come on a lot quicker than I thought that would. Suddenly looked up, and a black cat ran across the bar in front of me. And I'm just like, what was that? Like, what the hell was that? So I kept working because I was cleaning up the bar to finish the job. And I looked across, and there's this black cat sitting there watching me. And I looked out. I was like, I can't handle this. I've got to get out of here. So I just grabbed my till, headed up and said, just got a bit of a headache. I think I might need to, get you to count my till for me just to make sure it's correct. And, headed home early. And proceeded to have a pretty interesting afternoon and evening. So
was the cat really there, or were you just like hallucinating?
No.
So it wasn't even there.
Totally hallucinated it. Yeah, there was no cat. Yeah.
Did you have bad luck? Did you have anything bad happen after the black cat?
On a different one, I had a really bad one, and everything turned into like skull. Just even the blind, like, obviously a visual kind of thing, but the blind in our apartment, wrinkles in it, old wrinkly, shitty old blind, and every wrinkle was like this multi-dimensional just skull landscape just coming out at me. That was skulls, and like just coming like fully out into it was bad. But my funnest one was we had some fun. I ended up parting my hair into two plaits and running back and forward in the apartment shouting, "I'm Helga from Sweden." And laughing at the top of my lungs. Helga from Sweden.
What the hell?
fun. So we went for a walk because the neighbours got upset because I was a bit loud. And we headed down the road, and there's this tyre fixing place, and then there's a glass place, like an O'Brien's, we call it here. And someone had broken the glass on the side of a massive building, and it was all shattered. And my boyfriend at the time comes up and he starts like moving this enormous glass panel that's just all still together somehow. And it's just, he's actually moving it, but everything's starting to like really come on. And the whole thing was like doing this entire glass wall of, oh, it was magic. Absolutely magic. It was fantastic. So we kept walking down. We're headed towards Bondi, down that way. And in the middle of the road is an ice cream just melting at 2 o'clock in the morning. We look at it.
In the middle of the road, there's ice cream melting.
I don't know if that was real or not. I think that was a hallucination, but we both saw it. It was really, really strange.
That sounds. It's pretty crazy that if you trip with someone else, then you guys can see the same thing. So you're tapping into some kind of shared information.
What was the purple elephants one time? They were like going up the walls, like for fun. But when I was little, I had my tonsils out, and coming out of the anaesthetic, there was this big purple elephant on the wall in the recovery room. And so as a kid, I hallucinated this huge purple elephant like moving like on the wall as I came out of recovery from my operation. So it was just like a hallucination. Yeah, I did that as a kid. This is fine. Such a strange thing. I think kids, kids might see things too, but they say, oh, I saw this, and we go, no, you didn't. Or,
Yeah, and then the kid's just quick to like shut it down probably.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my stories, mate. Not too interesting, but just a bit of fun.
Good enough. And I want to hear all the different spectrums of them.
Black cats and skulls.
Probably was a real cat, and the cat knew you were tripping. The cat was looking at you like it knew.
Well, I worked that bar for a good year and a half, so there was there were no cats existing, but it might have been a ghost cat.
Maybe.
Maybe it was Schrodinger's cat.
Hey, we got Know Thy Enemy in here. Can you hear us? Know Thy Enemy. Hello. I think I'm tripping right now because.
Yeah, I don't even see him in the room.
Can you hear us? Know Thy Enemy.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even see him in the room.
Oh, you couldn't see him? See, I must see different stuff than you guys see because he was in there. It was like 4 panels. But whatever, man.
I'm gonna bounce. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
All right.
Have you ever heard of this shit called Jimson weed?
I swear I've heard the term, but I can't think of where.
Yeah, D told me about this, and apparently it's like some shit you smoke, and apparently you're like high for fucking weeks or some shit. Like some people never come down.
Gypsum weed?
Jim, like Jim, Jim. Jimson weed. It's got son in the name.
Jimson weed. Never heard of it. Denise Winterbottom says she's done it. She's done everything here, man.
Who?
Denise.
Oh, man. Let's get her on here. Firecracker.
Yeah, Denise, you got to call in. You're the one with the most experience. She had the real 80s coke from Miami.
Yeah, I got lame stories. Like I'm tripping on acid and I'm peeing somewhere and I thought I'm in like a patch of raspberries, but it's really just a bunch of fire ants fucking eating me alive. That's I don't really have good ones.
I just have the only ones I shared. I think I'm pretty lame. I was
my low IQ, I guess. I can't really think of
Denise. All of a sudden, Denise phone's overheating. She says, "Sorry." It's all the dealers.
She got that cricket phone. You got that cricket phone, Denise.
Got the Obama phone.
You spend all your money on damn drugs. That's right.
Yeah, right. That's her drug phone. That's the burner phone.
Damn. Can't imagine tripping for a whole day. I can't imagine.
So that gypsum weed, that it's like a hallucinogen or it's like a high.
It's a hallucinogen.
Yeah,
I
fuck
guess it's
that.
like DMT.
About to look it up. Hold on.
Yeah, but apparently motherfuckers get wasted and never come down.
Jimson weed.
fucked up,
I've
man.
never even heard of this shit.
Fucked up. Nobody wants that.
They got videos on it or what?
That's man. It's harsh, bro.
The devil's weed, they call it. Damn.
There you go.
Hold on.
Always
I'm gonna play
something.
this. Hold
It's
on.
a legendary plant that grows just about anywhere in the West, and it's poisoning teens in Rio Rancho. Now, we're talking about Jimson weed.
The poisonous plant is responsible for putting 3 Rio Rancho teenagers in the hospital, and now their parents are urging others to be aware. Action 7 News reporter Matt Grubbs has more from the newsroom with tonight's big story. Matt?
Well, Cynthia, Jimson weed grows just about anywhere in the West. It's hallucinogenic, but it's far from harmless.
Swear I've never.
The Jimson weed rumor starts like any other high school gossip. Find a way to force some Jimson down, and you'll get high.
Some of these kids go out, they pick it, they make tea, they drink it.
The National Institutes of Health say ingesting Jimson weed can cause all sorts of problems. It's hallucinogenic, but that can come with nausea, convulsions, delirium, fever, rapid heartbeat, a coma, or worse.
This is something not to be messed with and not to play with. People actually...
Yeah, it doesn't even sound fun. Why would you want to try it? These kids nowadays are like, yeah, sign me up.
Yo, bro, you want to go coma with me, bro?
Yeah, bro.
Let's have a coma together.
If you don't go coma, you're a pussy, dude.
die from this across the U.S.
2 of the Rio Rancho teens who got a hold of Jimson weed are still at Presbyterian Hospital, and at least 1 remains in intensive care. His father thinks he may have found the weed right next door. Out here in New Mexico, you might have Jimson weed growing in your yard and not even know it. If you do, you're not in trouble, but you do want to be aware of what's just outside your front door.
It grows wild all over the mesa areas, all over New Mexico. It's very, very predominant on the west side of Albuquerque, west side of Rio Rancho.
Jimson weed doesn't exactly look harmless. The spiny seed pods are sharp. In summer, it flowers in the evening and looks like a white trumpet. But the seeds and the leaves contain toxins that are hard to control and have unpredictable effects. That is no rumor. It's a fact 3 Rio Rancho teens apparently learned in the harshest of lessons. So we talked to folks at Rio Rancho Public Schools. They say they haven't encountered any problems, but they have alerted their nursing staff. Now, getting rid of Jimson is next to impossible. It's a weed. It grows just about anywhere, which means it's probably worth taking a few moments to talk to your kids about it. In the newsroom, Matt Grubbs, KOAT Actions.
Yeah.
That could be fake, though.
Little Kimmy, it's time to have the talk.
Apparently,
The
there's
birds and the bees, mama? No, the Jimson weed.
Dee said apparently there's some videos of people like overdosing on that stuff on YouTube, but
Oh, yeah, let's look.
you know her, she's been on Fakeologist, so she thinks everything's fake.
Oh, yeah, she is a fakeologist one, isn't she?
Are you? Fuck,
How'd you guys
man.
remember
I
that?
can't deal with the auto hooks life right now.
It's like 15 years. All these videos are like 10, 15 years ago.
My wife was auto hooks and is tearing us apart.
That'd be a good clickbait title. I want to see these kids like passing out or something on it, man. This dude's making a tea out of it.
Getting lit.
Oh, look at this dude. This dude's not fucking around.
I can't see it.
He's got a, oh, you can't see it? He's got like a straight up blunt of it or something.
Straight blunt of this weed.
Yeah, this got to be full of shit if it fucks you up. He's smoking an entire like giant, straight up stogie of it. Yeah, I don't believe that. Oh, why is it not showing it? That's
Yeah, I don't see it. There it is.
yeah. Look at this thing.
Oh, it smells like burning chocolate.
Yeah, it's probably clickbait. It's probably not even the real shit.
Yeah, there's no way that dude smoked an entire stogie of this shit and didn't die. It made it sound like crocodile or some shit.
Yeah.
Like some shit. Like I don't know why you would ever even want to try to even think about
What's
trying
that
it.
shit? I used to see it on old Instagram, like 2019, 2019 Instagram, where they put that frog shit and they like stick you with
Oh,
it
they like lick the
and
frog's
they like
ass.
vomit everywhere.
It's called like, isn't that called Cambo or some shit like that?
Yeah, Cambo, yeah.
Cambo. Let me see if I can find that shit.
I forget what was like the holistic positive effects from that.
Yeah, I
forget
think
what it
they
was.
say it like gives you like a spiritual journey or some. Yeah, here I'm not even gonna pull it up. It just
It's
shows
that natty
people,
Botox. Is that what it is?
it shows people like puking off it. Yeah, could you just licked a frog's ass? Of course you're gonna fucking puke. But yeah, these people will swear like, "Oh, I licked the frog's ass, and then I can like, now I'm like free of drugs. I don't need to take heroin anymore, and all this shit." Like, I don't know. I thought this dude was coming in. Burn eye, jump in, bro.
Burn. He's from the Shem clan. House Shem.
Okay, that's what. Is he the one in the Tartarian Truth videos? Like, no, that's you.
Yeah, that's the guy. The guy that looks like you
a
want to buy
hippie.
your weed from him. Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah,
That's
the guy.
Burn
If
Eye.
you saw him at the gas station, you'd be
Yeah,
like, man, do you have
yeah,
any
you know
weed?"
he's good.
Yeah, that's that dude. Yeah, call in, bro. Burn eye, mine's third eye, science guy.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Kratom. I don't know what that is. I know they sell them at gas stations, but
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Okay. I bought a pack one time just because I had heard of it, and it did absolutely nothing for me. But I know there's like different brands, different strengths, and I couldn't tell you the shit I had. And I like took the whole pack over like a couple days, and nothing.
What? I don't get it. What is it?
Some bunk shit. I don't
Did you
even
get-
understand what it's supposed to be, man. I think it's like oh, let's see. I got know thy enemy in here. You were echoing, dude.
What's up? Yeah?
Yeah, you're echoing.
Is that my Bluetooth? Can I call back and charge the Bluetooth?
Yeah, because we can barely hear you. Bail.
Yeah, I mean, the only gas station stuff I know of is the Bumblebee stuff, No-Dos. I remember that stuff. That's like they call them gas station amphetamines. But if you take a good amount of those, you'll get ripped.
Okay, back in the day, they used to have the ephedra shit. That shit was the real deal, dude. That you could get a GNC or gas station.
That's what it was. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
That ephedra, like I think it's like a way less dose now or something. But you could get this. I got this shit called Xenogen. Was that what it's called? Xenogen, or is that just like a headache medicine? I don't remember.
I don't know.
I took this pill though, and dude, I got fucking jacked in like a couple months. The shit was legit as fuck. I'd be at work just dead hanging on a steel beam, just doing pull-ups, like this shit was fucking real, dude. Truck stop speed, Jake. Yeah, for sure.
Cane toad crack. That must be an Australian thing.
Cane toad crack? Yeah, definitely never heard of that. All right, know thy enemy. Let's try this again. What's up?
What's up, man? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can hear you. What's good?
Yeah, leave it to Australians to lick toads. But yeah, I had an out of body experience hallucinating on mushrooms and ketamine. We were like, it was like 20 years ago, and it was me, my ex, my cousin, my neighbors, a couple downstairs, and another buddy, and there's a couple girls there. Anyways, we were day tripping, and then around 7:00, my K plug called me. He came over, so he told me to do the process. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to be descriptive of the process, how you turn liquid K into powder. So I did it, and then it was only me, him, and my cousin doing the ketamine. Everybody else was just tripping. Now they're all playing GoldenEye in my living room, the old 007 game.
64.
Yes, yeah, the dopest game ever made.
Oh yeah.
And then so I made 3 big gaggers, just me, him, and my cousin. Within a minute, I'm in a fucking massive KO. Now I don't know if you ever did ketamine, but
Fuck no.
ketamine's an anesthetic. It's not a tranquilizer. It basically cuts up your brain stem from your body. When you are in a K-hole, I've heard it's similar to a DMT trip. I've never done DMT, but it doesn't last as long as DMT. Like you are seeing things in your brain. Like it's almost like you can figure out the meaning of life, but as soon as you come out of the K-hole, you don't remember shit. It's fucked up. But anyways, they're sitting there and they're playing. And all of a sudden, I felt like I was in a huge like stadium, like but in a cavern. I can't describe it. And they were playing the game, the room that looked like it looked like a kill room or whatever on the 007 game. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So then the room we're in, the sun was kind of going down, so we didn't have the lights on yet. So the room was being illuminated by the TV, so it looked that color gray throughout my room. All of a sudden, I look over and I see myself on my couch next to my ex. My cousin's on the love seat. My neighbors are sitting, the couple that she's sitting on his lap in the chair. And I fucking just stood up and I was like, holy shit, I feel small. And my neighbors, who are just kind of just like smoke weed and drink and trip sometimes, never did K, never did any hard drug. They just start laughing their asses off. They're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, fuck, I got to get out of this K-hole. So when you're in a K-hole, the way to get out of a K-hole is your blood sugar drops. So you have to drink some like soda or like orange juice and
You need like some grandma's cookies or some shit,
yeah,
right?
something sweet. And it was just fucked up, man. It was kind of creepy to tell you the truth, but it was fucked up. And a friend of mine, he had an out of body experience on ketamine too. You know, yeah, it's a weird fucking drug, man. If anybody's ever done it, it's just fucking weird. But it's good. There's different types of K too. Some Ks are creepier than other Ks, and this K was very creepy. There are different brands and whatnot, but yeah, no, that's it, man. That's my story.
All right, man. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know anything about that K shit, man.
Yeah, no, I haven't done it, dude. I've lived here, haven't done it in over 20 years. But back in the day, I was heavily into like that whole club scene, ecstasy, GHB. So I used to do a lot of that. Yeah, you know what I mean. Kind of went with the game. You know what I mean. But yeah, I don't fuck with that. You know, I'm 50 years old. I'm too old for that shit.
You know, I feel you.
All right, guys.
All right, man.
Later.
Appreciate it. Peace. Know that enemy. I like his voice, the necro voice. Straight up necro.
Some of these people don't want to admit they did some drugs out here.
Yeah, I agree. Denise is all about it. She's like, yeah, I did this, and this.
Yeah,
we're talking about drugs, and Davy Crocco, the one guy that's missing. You'd think he'd be.
Yeah, no way, man. You don't cap out on us.
Where you at, Davy Crocco?
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I never did any of that shit. Y'all don't lie that y'all didn't either, man.
I didn't even know about this shit, like this K shit. I never even like associated with anyone that would even know some shit like that. He was saying like that's some rave shit. I guess I didn't really fuck with that rave scene.
I remember.
HB, isn't that like that date rape drug?
Yeah, you can have, apparently there's like I guess like a raw unrefined form called GBL. I think somebody gave me like a little cap full. You're like wasted in like 10 minutes. And it's around.
Like you just like drank fucking all night.
Like you just drank like a 12 pack.
In like minutes.
Yeah, you're just shit housed.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
There's all types of shit out there.
I know all you guys got some more story. They're too scared to tell that they're fearful.
Come on, tell us. Come out here and tell us that you used to smoke nutmeg. You thought it was weed.
I remember hearing that. Is that true? Like you could smoke nutmeg and trip or something?
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that when I was 15, 16. Like, yeah, oh yeah, you can smoke.
No way, man. Really? Wow.
Well, if you drink enough peppermint extract, you'll get a buzz. Like some real like crackhead shit.
Nutmeg, fucking. Well, I'm trying to remember. There was a couple other ones like these like hacks.
They got crazy shit.
So like smoke banana peels or some shit like that.
Oh yeah. None of that would work. Bullshit.
I never even tried that.
They got crazy shit at Walgreens or CVS or your drugstore, whatever the drugstore is in your neighborhood. They got all types of crazy shit that's over the counter. That, like, what is it? Chlorcidin. It's like a heart. It's like a blood pressure pills thing. And if you take enough of them, it's basically like Robitussin. It's like robo tripping.
Oh yeah, I remember
You
that
take
too.
like 20 of them or something,
We're
you're
robo
just like
tripping, dude.
complete fucked up. And it's like a audio hallucination more than anything. It's called DXM, I think. DXM.
See, I
Yeah,
was dumb enough to do this shit, but luckily, like, I never did. But if I was with someone that was like, "Yeah, we're gonna robo trip, bro," I would have been like, "Yeah, okay,
yeah.
sounds cool, man."
Yeah, man. We all started somewhere. I started on Natty Ice in the local carnival. So
Yeah, I'm a little older. I think we had like Zimas,
oh,
Zimas,
we still have Zimas.
Schlitz Blue Bull or something like that. 40 between like three people. We're like, oh, we're so fucked up, man. Yeah, we were pretty fucking lame. We'd just run into the woods and like have a couple beers or something between a bunch of the kids.
Oh yeah.
Be like, oh, we're so fucked up, man.
I mean, as far as like natural hallucinations go, I know everybody can do this, but I don't know if you've ever tried this, but if you've ever stared at a point in the ceiling and long enough, you can pretty much erase everything in your vision except for the spot you're staring at. I guess it's like a perspective thing with our eyesight. I don't know if you've ever done that before. I'm sure somebody has.
I never even heard of that.
You can just like blur out your entire vision if you just stare at one spot. I've tried this a couple times and it doesn't.
And then what? That's
I
just
don't know. It's weird. It gets to a point where you can. I don't know. I never really gets that far because I start to focus again and then it brings it back.
Is it like that shit? Is it like that like 90s pictures where there's like an image and the weird shit and it like pops out?
Maybe it's just the effects of me doing acid or something. Like maybe that's just like the after effect it did to my vision. Just kind of fucked it
Maybe.
up like that.
I have one of those old 90s pictures in my bathroom where it's like it's just like the dots, but if you stare at it the right way, like it's like a whole image, like a whale. It's like a whale's coming out of the ocean. There's like an ocean level, the whales coming. There's dolphins jumping. There's fucking birds. There's like coral reefs and shit all underneath.
Hey, when did the black light thing start? Did that start in the 90s?
I think that was like some 70s, 60s, 70s shit.
Black light's been around for a while.
Like we caught the tail end of that black light shit.
Maybe
I seen them. I looked them up one day on eBay, bro. There's some dope ones, like real vintage ones, like from the 70s, and they're expensive as fuck. They're like $500.
Yo,
But they're sick.
black light.
Like the posters, like they're so sick. That was like lava lamp era, I think. Like the real lava lamp era.
Yeah, fucking.
I mean, that's what they basically. So basically, these people. So think about this though too. While we're kind of on this topic of drugs, is like basically they since at least the 60s, right? They've used the like the music industry to push all these drugs. So they used 60s and 70s was bringing in all the hallucinogens and shit, right?
Right.
And then 80s, the music pushed like cocaine and crack and all that shit, depending on what you were listening to. And then the 90s, they used it to actually bring in like the pharmaceuticals, the grunge era and shit. Now you're depressed and now you need some fucking Zoloft or whatever the fuck they give you, Prozac and all this shit, lithium. And they use that for all that shit. And then now the modern ones, what are they even rapping about now? Like fucking lean? Or that was like a generation ago they're rapping about like lean and shit.
Yeah, they're more, I guess it's lean and perks.
Yeah, perks and shit. And
just
what's that little peep that dude died of something? What was his
Xanax.
shit?
He died of
Xanax. He died on that shit.
Yeah.
So you think about that's the way that to me proves that it's all like one big orchestrated industry ran by basically the government, and they pick and choose who these stars are going to be, and then they say, this is what you're going to promote. You're going to promote this Beatles. You're going to promote free love and all and drugs and all this shit, and then they create these events and all that shit, and that's where the influencer was born back in these. I'm sure even before that, it was the same type of thing when they were pushing like prohibition type shit, right? And
Right.
these little jazz clubs. Your aunt would go to the jazz club or something, at the little speakeasy or something, right?
Right.
I'm
Right.
sure.
I mean, even the story arc of the Beatles is like, oh, they're these nice innocent guys, and then they turn to psychedelics, and it's they get involved with Crowley and stuff like that. Uh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a totally
I
manufactured.
believe that though. I believe, yeah, the '60s was free love, everything expand your mind, like jam. Was it Woodstock, stuff like that? The sex positive. Uh, I guess
So
I
it's
don't
like
know.
the children. Basically, it's like the children of the people that came home from World War II,
Right, right.
or one more generation after, even from the '60s into the '70s, where those
Mhm.
people actually had hard times and shit in the World War II, and now it's become so easy. They
Right.
put the television in the home, made it affordable, and it's in the televisions in everyone's home, and then they promote these bands like we're talking about, which promote the lifestyles and the drugs and everything like that, and to make
Yeah.
it. John Lennon's doing it. Why wouldn't you do it if you're some fucking 17-year-old kid or whatever back then? Especially like you're trying to like get laid and all the girls like all the rock bands and shit. You want to emulate that.
Right.
And now today you got the rock band is like Machine Gun Kelly wearing like a skirt and shit like that. Looking dressing like a girl almost, and then they tell you it's dating Megan Fox. So like if you're some young kid, you're like, okay, well this is how I need to look and dress and act if I want to date a hot chick like Megan Fox. And if you're a young impressionable girl, you're like, okay, well I want to be the hot chick, so I need to chase a boy that dresses like fucking Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, the bussin' look, the bussin'
Yeah,
for
for
real,
real, for
no
real,
cap. Yeah, that's
for
the
real, for real,
bussin'
bro.
look.
No cap.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny. The music goes. There's a drug for every genre of music that spans decades.
It's all the same shit when you listen to like even country. It's like they're talking about just drinking beers and driving trucks. Where in the rap, it's like, okay, I got lean and I'm riding in a fucking Maybach or whatever. Both of them are basically the same thing. I'm under this intoxicant in this vehicle. Both of them chasing women on every song. Same shit, man. But then it's pretty like once you get out of it, it's a pretty easy play to see. But then obviously I was sucked into all that shit when I was a kid. You listen to all that like grunge rap shit, or not grunge rap, but the grunge music shit.
Oh yeah, I had all my. I'd steal all my brother's CDs, like all the Nirvana, Nine Inch Nails
Oh
CDs.
yeah.
I
Back
was,
then it was like, oh yeah, this shit's tight, man.
motherfuckers cutting their jeans up, writing
Yep.
lyrics on their JanSport backpacks. You know what I'm saying?
You need them Juncos.
Like,
What's up? We got Daniel Luna in the house. What's up, Daniel Luna? Looking
What's
fresh.
going on? A
drugs.
little bit. A little bit. What's going on, guys?
Chilling, man. You got any like hallucinogenic story or anything like that?
Oh, that's what I called about.
Tight.
So, I mean, I grew up, I'm like 45, so I got a kid. He's like 22 now, so I didn't do drugs for the longest time while he was a kid. But did a lot of shrooms about 6 months ago now.
Most people are retired from that shit by that age.
Yeah, well, like my kid moved out, and I kind of
I feel you.
did my second life, but so I did 3.5 grams of shrooms, drank a fifth, and smoked weed, which I don't do because I don't like smoking weed anymore. It makes me paranoid. But dude, all my friends, I was at a birthday party. All my friends turned into demons. Every single one of them. It was not good.
Like what did they look like? Like a
All right.
stereotypical demon?
So it started out like I just needed to get some air. I just needed to get
Because you're tripping.
I need to get away. Yeah, I need to get away from the party. So I sat. We were at my friend's house. The garage was half open. I just went out the garage and sat in the driveway. Just sat against their car in the driveway. And my friend Lizzie, she saw me outside. I think people told her I was sitting outside. She saw me outside, crawled under the fucking half down garage, which is what I did to get out there. But she became very feline. I started thinking she was like a fucking witch cat. This is where it all started. She seemed very feline when she was crawling under the garage. And then she makes me come back into the garage, and so I sat in a chair in the garage. I hear all my friends in there talking loud, and I feel like they're all like demonic and shit. I go in to the house because then I'm the only one out there. This one kid who was like sitting in a chair the entire fucking night, didn't move at all. He starts getting up. I think he's like fucking ghoulish and shit because he's like finally getting up and walking around, but he seems like a fucking half zombie. Dude, the television, I can just like hear what they're saying before the television says it because it's in like slow motion. Finally, I'm just like, fuck this. I'm gonna like just get in my car and go. As I just drive a block to leave. I park my car. I'm just like a block away from the fucking party. The fucking street sign says Spyglass Road or Spyglass Court or something. Spyglass is the name of the fucking court.
Is that real or that's just what you saw?
I swear to fucking God. I looked at his house the next day on fucking maps. There's a fucking street right down the street from him, Spyglass Court. All the fucking street lights like just feel like they're like piercing into my fucking car and shit. All the house lights, like everything just is like piercing into my car. I'm just like, fuck this. I'm just gonna go back. I just go back and I just like fucking lay down on his back porch, like a back patio, you know. I just lay there for like maybe 20 minutes, and then somebody fucking comes outside and he's just like, what the fuck are you doing out here, Dan? I'm like, I had to get away from y'all. You're fucking weird.
Some demons.
Like I'm sitting there thinking like my best friend's wife is like a fucking cat witch, and then
were they like drinking?
Everyone was drinking. Me and two other people tripped. The one person was just like watching the TV and like bobbing back and forth. Like I could just tell he wasn't having a good trip, so I left him alone. And then the other person kept acting like he was fine, but he didn't seem fine. But yeah, I was only like in a bad trip for like maybe like 45 minutes or so, but it was like seriously, I was like, everyone's fucking fucked here.
Moved out and stuff.
Yeah, I was ready to drive home, and I'm like, if I hadn't drank, like I drank easily like a fifth of Jameson.
Damn.
So
yeah, that's why I
good.
asked if they drank. I wonder if you could like pick up on that. They were drunk.
It was a big drinking party. Like everybody was drinking. So
you're still like friends with all these people though?
Yeah. Cool. Like for sure. Like, no, I'm not gonna hold any grudges over me having a bad trip.
I was just wondering if they like turned on you or something, like maybe unrelated, but maybe
No, not at all. Not at all. No, it was
that's all in your head and shit. That's fucked up though.
Yeah.
that spyglass shit would fuck me up if I was tripping.
Oh, I was like, and then like I started looking around, like every fucking street light was like pointed in my fucking car. I swear, it was so fucking
That's how these
weird.
people feel like they're gang stalked and shit. They're like,
I bet I can see it.
totally.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, shit. Like I could map it. It's in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Like I can
believe
street map
it.
it.
This is one of those things too. Yeah, you're already having a bad trip, and then you see that.
Yeah, like I'm just like driving like a block away just to like get the fuck out of there. I just wanted to like chill for like a half hour, like just get out of that atmosphere. And then I park my car and I look up and the fucking street sign is a spyglass court. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's some straight paranoid shit.
Yeah, it was not cool. It was not cool. So shit.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling that in. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I hope my kid didn't hear me.
Don't subscribe if he did.
No, I had him listening to Max Egan about like 5 years ago, but he just got to the point he's like, it's all doom and gloom. I'm like, yeah well,
welcome to life, buddy. Right?
Yeah, for real. All right, take care, guys.
All right, peace.
Yep.
Yeah, that would trip me the fuck out, dude.
Yeah.
See, all of a sudden, you see some spyglass fucking street sign, you're already tripping your balls off.
No, I'm good.
I'm good on all this shit.
We got some normies out here.
Yeah, what's up, normies? Call it. I thought Ben. What's up, Ben? I know Ben's got some stories. I know he's done some shit.
Lived on the streets, smoking weed from Pepsi cans.
These streets.
The Pepsi
can streets.
Yeah, everybody smoked out of a Coke can or a Pepsi can with weed.
So bad for you too, like that aluminum, burning up that aluminum and shit.
I always heard you'd get Lou Gehrig's disease if you kept smoking.
Oh, really?
Weed. Yeah.
Is that how he got it?
I don't know why.
Gehrig got it because Lou Gehrig used to always just poke the fucking Pepsi can.
Just fucking ripping it, bro. Before every.
Is that the shit that makes you shake? Is that what that shit? I don't even know what that is. I guess.
No, that's Parkinson's.
Okay.
Lou Gehrig's, I don't really know.
I don't even know what the fuck it is.
He just dies, I guess. I guess you just die.
Lou Gehrig. All right, man. Well, fuck. No one else is calling in, man. This show is only as good as you guys, man. So we got 100 people in here. Appreciate you guys. Hit the thumbs up. Become a member.
I think Ben just wants me to leave. Maybe if I leave, he'll join.
He's not even in the chat, is he?
I thought I saw.
I think he's asleep.
Shit. Oh yeah, he is asleep.
Missy says I used to take acid every other day as a teenager and I can't remember shit. How do these people remember all these details? I remember. Smiley says he trips and makes his music, man. I still haven't listened to your beat, Smiley. I swear I'm gonna one of these days. I just got to be in like the headspace. I think I want to do like, I always set these fucking crazy like milestones for myself that there's no way I can make, but I want to do like a beat or like not a beat a day, but like make a song a day for like 30 days or something. Not even to release it, you know what I mean? Just to do it. And then like, just because, I mean, think of how much better you'd be after 30 days if you did that shit every day.
Just like at least laying down like an idea, like
exactly, like at least like the beginning of it and shit. Like, I'd like to, man.
Yeah, you need a new beat, man. I'm working.
You got a new one? Play it.
Shit. My beats need a premiere, dude. I can't.
You need a premiere on your shit?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, send it.
I can't sully my brand, bro.
I feel you. You need the flush though, the audio tag. You need a little flush in there, dude. That'd be sick. Yeah, like right on the drop. It's just like whoosh.
I'm gonna put that on the table. Everything's still on the table. That's on the table.
Margie, I appreciate you. She threw down $5. You got to get up with Pretty too.
I did a song with Pretty. It was
Yeah,
good.
you got to do another one.
Yeah, we got. She's what's the? You'll be my Jean Aiko. Is that how you pronounce her name?
I don't know who that is.
Jean Aiko. She's like some famous Filipino looking tranny.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Some famous person.
Yeah, Stephen David says just do it. Even Sam Hyde says just grind stuff out for experience points. That's how I got good at the Photoshop though, is I just got on that Instagram and just started releasing bullshit memes, but then just trying to like get a little bit better each time, and eventually like you learn it.
Oh man, they got some good apps now where you can just you can do some super fast Photoshop and it's just like good enough.
It does all the shit for you now.
Yeah, so you can you can remove backgrounds. You can be really specific what you remove, just like automatically, and it's like streamlined so fast. But I mean, like Photoshop's way better, of course. Like, man, I wish.
Yeah, well, it's way more like customizationable or whatever. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get you into these apps and only on the phone, because then you don't have as much processing power and customization. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get you into these apps. You're echoing bad, bro.
What game are you playing?
Tropica 5.
Lost him. What's the egg? Everyone chime in with your egg prices that you're like. It used to be the gas prices. Now we want to know your eggs.
Eggs?
Yeah.
Well, how much
Everyone's
was it?
got a
Fucking $7.
$7. What was it for 18? Yeah, 7 for 18.
7 for 18. That's fucked up.
Pretty much was like 6, 7.
24 at Costco for $6.49. BC says.
24. They got 24 at Costco.
That's at Costco though. You got to pay to shop there. So
yeah, fuck that.
They're gonna just push everyone to like Homestead. I mean, nobody will though, right? No one's gonna do shit. But everyone has, if you think about it, everyone has the yard basically, and ideally, unless you're in an apartment, but you got a house, you got a small little yard, you could yield a sizable amount of like vegetables or whatever out of that yard. If people got off the fucking lawn idea.
Or your own personal salvia field. Your salvia garden.
The Jimson weed fucking genocide garden.
Yeah, that's the final errant ritual right there.
Jimson.
Jimson.
I'm gonna go slang it at the Archaics meetup. I'm gonna slang it Jimson.
Yeah. Oh
shit. Down there, sell dub sacks of it.
Oh man.
Damn, we got Truth or Cop in the house. What's up, Truth or Cop? I saw you earlier today on Yurt. Oh, where did he go?
Yeah, I saw you guys talking.
Okay, he's here.
I was trying to get the camera right. It's not working for some reason.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
I saw you on Yurt earlier. His new channel is called In a Thought Experiment. You were taking on Benton.
Yeah, he's getting back into it, looks like.
You were taking on Benton and Yurt. Can you hear me?
Yes. I think there's a delay. I was trying to give you time.
Okay.
What in the
You were
world?
taking on Benton and Yurt earlier today. I thought you were piecing them up pretty good.
You know me? Oh, yeah. I was doing my best.
Okay.
Now, apparently there was a
I don't know.
controversy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to get in that, we can. I don't know. I'm not trying to derail your show.
Yeah, of course I want to get into it, dude. People want the drama, bro. Like you said, this is the people's stream. This is the people's stream, man. They want the drama. Now, I heard there was a drama, some controversy about the Truth or Cop dropped a couple little N-bombs. Is that true?
Oh, yeah. We know police officer.
He just, oh yeah. Okay, so I want to invite you and Benton, if you're watching this later. I want to do a panel discussion on the N-word.
All right.
Like how did it become such like a powerful the only like super magic word that's like of all words?
It's painful, bro. It's a
Yeah.
painful memory. Okay, and you're exploiting that every time you say it. You're trying to put somebody down. This is me
I
stealing
think
it.
that like that you could have a good panel discussion just about that word. And
Yeah.
I thought it was
Oh yeah.
that other guy in the chat was like he was like, but you didn't say it respectfully. You didn't call him ends respectfully. That was that JG retard. I was like, what are you talking about, dude?
Dude, I know how like. Could you give me an example of how to use it respectfully? I mean, like,
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
yeah. Do you want to do that on your channel or on whatever? Like where?
Yeah, I'll do it on my channel. I think it's actually like honestly, it's like a really interesting topic that you could. I want to kind of do some research into the history of it, and like, it's definitely weaponized word. I will use
It is
the
very
quote.
weaponized because at one moment they empower themselves with it, and then on the other end it's just like completely demoralizing to them, and they have to react to it, and have to.
Yeah, it's like if they don't react to it, like
Right. It's a problem for them, and they have to invoke social protest over it. And,
so we'll do like in Roadhouse. Patrick Swayze's like, what is he? He says something like this. It's two syllables designed to elicit a response from you. He says something like that, like not about that word, but he's talking about another word. But it's the same thing.
Yeah, Ben seemed to have quite a bit of knowledge on where, like, opinions of like Dick Gregory and all that. He's going deep into it.
He's always quoting Dick Gregory.
Oh yeah, he's fucking ball washing Dick Gregory all the time, dude.
But yeah, I think there's a good conversation to be had about the N word, because like Ben likes to point out too, when you say just the N word as I'm saying it now, it literally means the exact same thing. So it's not about like the meaning of the word or anything. It's some fucked up like mind control, like spell type shit.
And then they'll also call it the N bomb, which an N bomb is a nuclear bomb. I mean, like, but we're more offended by the word, the N word, than we are a nuclear bomb.
Right.
I mean, crazy.
Yeah, I think they've just programmed people to, like it's death before dishonor. When you hear that word, you instantly have to go into fight or flight or whatever. Not even flight, just fight. The moment you hear it, or otherwise you're not a real.
Just like mini Manchurian candidates every time.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's like a mini Manchurian candidate. It's catcher in the rye for black people.
Yeah, exactly.
That's totally what it is, dude. It's insane. When you really stop and think about it, like, it's absolutely insane.
So basically, Zoolander is about black people.
And so-called black people probably don't really care in general. It's something that white people get offended about.
That's true too.
Because the whole thing, I don't know if you saw it, like I was talking about Barricade Garage, he was like using it left and right and talking about when you can use it. It's like, he laid it out in the context, like you don't say to a man's wife, hey, yo, cunt, get me the butter. But if you're saying, oh, she was being a cunt, in passing conversation, it's like different ways you can use it, But,
yeah, it's interesting how there's, how it is like that though. My ex-wife too, like I could call her any name in the book, but if I called her a cunt, she would like break down crying. Like, why'd you? I could literally say 10 times worse shit as long as I didn't use that word, and it wouldn't phase her.
What's up, Tartarian Truth?
What's up, Truth or Coffee?
Tartarian Truth.
Yeah.
No, I agree. The whole N-word thing is ridiculous. I used to deliver for FedEx, and I remember seeing those signs in people's front yards that used to say, no matter where you come from, we're glad you're our neighbor or whatever, and it had it in 3 different languages. Have you seen those signs before?
I've seen that.
So anyways, like when I was delivering packages, it was always those people who were actually the only racist on the entire block. Like they would be like, hey, you can't leave my package out here. You have any idea what neighborhood this is? I'm like, so you're surrounded by black people and you hate them or something? What's up with this sign? Because I worked there for like 5 years. I was like, I've never had a package stolen in your neighborhood, so you're just overreacting. But yeah, it's just funny how they use those words to divide people up, and it's usually the people who are fighting for that are actually the most racist, or that's what it seems like to me.
Yeah,
Completely.
for sure, dude. Yeah, I think that would be a good panel. You're welcome, Shem, if you want. We'll have to set up a time or something to talk about that. I think there's actually a lot of like intellectual discussion to to be had over. It sounds funny, but over the N word.
Yeah, I mean that was
Not
my
really.
first real red pill was black racism.
What are you,
Well,
a
actually,
racist,
to get
bro?
into the actual history of it would be interesting because I don't know if you guys remember, but it seemed like in the 90s, for example, we were getting so close to it just being regular. Because like when I was growing up, all races got along completely fine in my elementary school, and like we had like a intermediate school, which is like 5th and 6th grade, and I remember everyone saying the N word. Everyone was like cool with it. Like every single person, no one gave a fuck, and it was
The good old
I
days,
grew,
right?
All these
like
little like fifth graders, like,
well,
yeah.
it was a bad neighborhood. I
Yeah.
grew up in a bad neighborhood, so but anyways, like yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was all different races all coming together, and we all just joked around, and no one gave a fuck about race. And then suddenly adults are like, "Hey, you got to start caring about race now." No, but
Man,
shit's ridiculous.
the N-word heydays. We'll never have it that sweet
The
again.
heyday.
We're never gonna get it that sweet again.
Damn.
It's
Benton sent
ridiculous.
me down a rabbit hole
Only
earlier.
the '90s remembers, right?
Raceflation.
The
Benton
90s.
was talking about Occupy earlier, and I went back to look at some older videos of Occupy Wall Street because I was in Richmond at the time. There was a Occupy Richmond, and there was this video about the Tea Party leaders and the Occupy Wall Street leaders meeting to see what they might agree on, and they basically agreed on everything, and were like, kind of like, hey, we could work together. But you see how they twisted that narrative over the last 10 years, like, there's no right left working together at all on anything anymore.
Yeah, even just in the last 10 years,
Yeah, it was
both
11
left
years
and
ago.
right are just getting further and further to the extreme opposite ends of the spectrum.
You hate to see it.
In the end, they're still working in tandem. Whoever's running an agenda on one side accomplishes that, and then they run to the other side, and it's a ping pong, and we're the trash can.
Yeah, it's because everyone's influenced by the leaders of the party or celebrities, and they don't actually look into anything that's being said by any of the politicians or what they actually believe.
Well, they
You
have
feel like
no
you're
beliefs
insane.
is the other thing too, because they don't believe in God or anything anymore. I don't think. So when they're not unified on that one belief, then I think that makes it easier to tear them apart.
So are we still telling the drug stories, or are we moving on?
Yeah, you got one.
Dude.
Yeah. So
like one time I took some acid and this bald rapist dude came on YouTube and blew up. He started saying some crazy shit, dude. You wouldn't believe it. No, go ahead.
Yeah.
My first experience with I was in high school, and I did LSD with some friends, but I ended up taking way more than I should have that day. And I remember when it first started out, it was completely normal, and I was just standing upstairs in this dude's house in a hallway smoking, and I coughed because I was smoking weed, and then I bent over when I was coughing. And the next thing I know, I look up and I'm outside. So that was the first part where I was like, oh, this is something that's insane.
Like
I've never experienced it before. Yeah, it was like I teleported outside, so I lost time, or I don't know what happened. I still don't know to this day. But anyways, yeah, I was seeing like real hallucinations. I was we were sitting at this table, and I remember just thinking like, why won't anyone get up? Because I was telling them to get up. Now I know they're fucking with me, obviously, but at the time it started freaking me out. But I remember they turned on this movie called Monster House. It was like a Disney or Pixar movie or something like that, and there's like a girl on a tricycle riding up to the house or something, and it came out of the TV. It was one of the wildest things I've ever seen. And then I watched the movie later sober, and nothing like that happened. So,
like that scene wasn't even in the movie.
Well, there was a scene where she was outside the house on the tricycle or on a bike or something. It's been a while since this happened. I don't remember all the details, but it wasn't like that at all, because it like turned into this road and came out of the TV, and like she turned into like a demon or something. I don't know. It was really strange. But I ended up getting stuck in a time loop that night. It was weird because I wanted it to be over so badly. So I went into this other room, and I was just staring at the clock, and every minute was like an eternity. And then finally I remember thinking like, because I read online it took this a certain amount of time for it to be over with or whatever, and it was like the clock was like 2 minutes away. Then it was 1 minute away from that time. I think it was like 6:30 a.m. I was waiting for it, and then as soon as it went to 6:30 a.m., the time reset back to like midnight or something. It was the weirdest thing ever. And they were watching The Hills Have Eyes in the other room, and I was like freaking out. But
damn,
it ended up being better once the sun came out. I was having a good time with it. It lasted. I didn't sleep for like 2 days because I don't know. It was really intense. But
Sheesh.
I'll probably never do it again. That's for sure. But this was back when I was like 16. Other than that, I did the main reason I stopped doing hallucinogenics is because I tried ecstasy at one point, but it was, I guess it was laced with something. I'm not sure. But I was driving, and suddenly my vision was split into like 4 different visions or something. It was insane.
Just like this quadrant here on the stream.
Yeah, kind of like that. And I pulled over into a gas station, and I remember just like walking and like seeing myself walking away from myself and all this weird stuff. Thankfully, my buddy lived down the street from there, so he came down and like helped me out. But he said I grabbed like a water bottle I grabbed it so hard I guess the lid popped off of it, which sounds insane. I don't remember much about it, but yeah, I ended up having to call Mama Bear, and she came and picked me up, and she was cool about it because I was still like, I think I was like 16 at the time, but yeah, she helped me out with that, and then, yeah, ever since then I don't really fuck with anything like that. It's been I'm in my 30s now, so. But yeah, those are my stories. They're kind of mid, but they're still. I'm glad that I experienced them, I guess.
No.
Yeah.
You know, when I think about, I don't know, this is kind of a tangent, but like, all the Mandela stuff comes from, a lot of 90s topics and whatnot. A lot of these people were doing drugs.
Oh yeah.
And ripping off and opening their mind. Like, come on, like you're gonna tell me.
They're like, I know for a fact that Ed McMahon was this.
Right. Your senses can't betray you sometimes. Like you're gonna, sometimes you hear something you don't. I don't know. It just seems crazy that, to me, that stuff isn't like chalked up to just bad memory. But
no, they gotta be right.
It's gassed up to another level.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that, and it's weird about me with the drug thing is like how different reality can be, because your brain is still there and you're like experiencing it, but it's just you're so unfamiliar with what's happening, and it can even happen with weed. Like one time I ate a weed brownie, and I remember it felt like I was walking through warm pudding or something. And I was like, this is so strange. I was completely aware of what's around me, but I'm thinking like, why are my legs so warm and why am I moving so slowly? And then
straight up warm pudding.
Yeah, so that was really weird. Stuff like that.
Tapioca toes.
I always felt like you got like when I was smoking a lot in high school. I remember when you smoked in just like the straight up sun, like in the afternoon, just like smoke some weed in the sun, you're like, it like hits you like twice as much or some shit. And like I always felt that was true. Like I don't know the sun energy or whatever in drugs. I don't know how that works together, but
I don't know. I never noticed that. I was just always high, so
always high.
I never really.
This one time I bought a bag of weed. This guy put like a couple of French fries in there to weigh it down more.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
After that first bowl, though, you were like, "Damn, thanks, bro." Bet.
This one time we bought a brick of swag and.
Fucking swag.
Yeah, we
just
never
straight brick weed.
Yeah, we never really like examined the bag. We just were just smoking. It was like the personal bag. We were just smoking. But when we got down to the shake, oh man, you wouldn't fucking believe. There's some fucking rat shit in there, bro.
What?
Rat poops, like rat dribbles in there.
Dude.
Yeah.
Sounds dangerous.
Can't buy from hood dudes, okay? Especially the dude that the hood mechanic recommended to you. Yeah, you don't go to that guy.
Yeah, people just don't give a fuck. No, weed's cool though. I mean,
shit like that.
I still want to go to a dispensary and try weed there. I still haven't done that before.
Yeah, I've never done that either, actually. I wonder if it's better.
I did some in Seattle. They had like all types of shit, like chocolates, like gummies and shit like that, and of course flour. But
is it? I heard a rumor. This is why I've never even pursued it. I heard a rumor that if you go, you have to give over an ID or something to get it from the dispensary, and then you can lose your gun rights or some shit like that. I don't even know if that's true.
In Seattle, I just walked in. It was just like completely.
I know in Ohio they do take away your concealed carry permit if you.
In Alaska, they didn't care.
If you have like you need like a card for it.
Yeah, you need a medical card, but I guess
so then you can't get it.
Yeah, then you can't. But you don't. But they did pass a law recently where you don't even need the permit, so you can still technically just have a gun. It's pretty cool.
I wonder if you need a stabby for a thing like that.
I don't think so. Because my family was talking about it at New Year's. My dad was like talking about getting a card, and he said all he had to do was just call, and it was super easy.
Oh, you could just call.
Yeah, apparently it's.
You don't even need to go in there.
Hey, it's me.
Yeah, it's just like, what's up, man? I have PTSD.
Like, hey, man, I'm feeling pretty sad. They know exactly what the fuck. They're like, yeah, okay, here you go. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of the government knowing what I'm doing with my recreational time.
Yeah,
so
this is the argument that we need to legalize it and tax it is one of the dumbest arguments I've ever heard. How about it's just like deregulated so you can grow it in your own backyard?
Yeah,
like then you can control what it is and what goes in it and everything like that. You don't even know what the fuck you're getting, to be honest. They can tell you anything they want.
Well, with all that Delta stuff floating around too, all of that's weird. Because I went to Chicago expecting to be able to buy some weed at the store, and I walked in there and it was some other variation of Delta. It wasn't Delta 8; it was just something else. I asked the guy, I'm like, "Is this weed? What is this? I've never seen this before." He's trying to sell it as if it was. I'm like, "Dude, I'm reading the ingredients or whatever, and there's not even THC in here."
It was something different. I was on that Delta 8 for like a month. I think I have it. Hold on. Into it for a month.
I'll be right back.
There was a whole thing of Chinese.
Let me get my camera.
Chinese vape pens being flooded in the market, and they're all trash, and they're like fucking people up, like fucking people's lungs up and shit.
I know I've told this story before, but I got to tell it again because it definitely was not a hallucination. It was real. I got into vaping also for like a month, a long time ago. I've never smoked cigarettes or anything. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna vape, dude. And I bought this vape pen and I brought the shit home and I went in my mom's garage and I hit the vape pen, and like the instant I hit the vape pen, my phone rang, and it was a weird number. I never answer weird numbers, and I just answered it. I was like, hello, and it was like, if you need more vape and vape accessories, please call. It was like a
fucking way.
It was a robocall, dude. So somehow this fucking vape, the instant you hit it, it's able to Bluetooth or however the fuck it happens to your phone to send you a fucking ad. It was like literally the moment I did it. So there's no way it wasn't related.
That's not cool, man. That's not cool.
Or it's just the government was watching me, like just fucking with me. And they're like, fuck with this guy. He's probably high as fuck right now.
That's messed up. The reason I called in, I definitely am interested in that panel. But you guys are talking about Jimson weed. And I've done that a few times. It's eating a handful of seeds. It is the worst experience you could imagine.
What happened? This stream is gonna close out in 6 minutes because I only get 2 hours on this one. But you got 6 minutes to tell your Jimson weed story.
You're hungry and thirsty, but both. If you eat or drink, it sucks. It's painful. Like even drinking is painful, and occasionally you'll leave your body, like when you close your eyes. But like it's very disorienting. But then there's the counter. There's the sacred thorn apple, which is the datura it's in the Midwest more so, rather than the Jimson weed. I took 2 leaves and 2 flowers of that and went to McDonald's and poured hot water over it. And me and my friends tried to hike over these mountains. And after like 3 or 4 hours, it felt like my soul was trying to punch out the top of my head. And eventually we found like I was gonna die if I could keep my stuff together. And we found a place to sit down and camp, me and my 2 road dogs, and we were sitting there, and I was so high that we all sat and meditated together, and we're talking like with our minds.
What?
What's the difference between the seeds and the smoking of it, though? Are the seeds stronger or something?
No, it was 2 leaves. I only took the 2 leaves and 2 flowers and made a tea of it. It was way clean. It was actually kind of decent. It was kind of scary, but like.
And you guys like communicated with your minds.
That's to my knowledge. Maybe I was just tripping that hard, but maybe but we were all sitting there meditating.
Not confirmed.
Yeah, maybe.
And they were smoking weed, but
No,
like,
but this is the thing I got in Chicago. It said THC O or Q. I can't tell. The art's kind of off, but yeah, I haven't even smoked it, and this has been with me for a while because I don't know what the fuck it is, but I still have it because it's not normal THC. It's weird. So this is what they're selling.
How much was that? Like $10?
No, it was actually, I bought it. It was only like $6, maybe $8. It's one joint, so it wasn't that bad. But I just don't trust it. I need to look into it, and I just don't care. Because I went there like 2 months ago, I think now. So it's just been sitting
next time you go, hit up EBT. He's got the real shit.
Oh, I will.
All right, guys, we got 4 minutes before the stream shits me out, man.
Oh,
so
man.
we're gonna plan to do a N-word panel. I'll make a good clickbait cover.
Yeah, let's do the N-word panel.
So do some N-word research in your spare time, and I'll figure out a way that we can all
the true history. It's gonna be insane. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Available to do it, and Ben's super invited. I want Ben to get on for sure. He's got a lot to say about it. I feel like.
Yeah, you definitely seem to have something to say tonight.
My bad, dude. EBT, I tried to go to a dispensary, but I didn't drive myself. I was there with a group of people because we were playing a show there that night, and so I was just walking around looking for one, and everything was closing early and stuff. But I thought I found one, like I said.
What kind of music do you do?
Just rock and roll.
Rock and roll, man. You got to put it on the channel, man. Make the RKX anthem.
Dude, I can't have people
rocking out, man.
You don't want to mix. You don't want to cross-pollinate the genres here. That's all right, man. I respect that.
It's fun, though.
Shit, I used to rock out too, man. I used to be in a black metal band for a long time.
Nice. Yeah, some of my buddies that I play with now are actually in a black metal band. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I'm saved now, so.
What did you do? Vocals,
what?
or did you do the vocals or the guitar or the?
Yeah, I played guitar and did vocals for him. Yeah.
Nice.
Can you imagine me going?
It's gotta be recorded as shitty as possible too for black metal, right?
Oh yeah, it's just like you just pump up the reverb all the way, so it like echoes a little bit and just just shriek. And it literally doesn't matter what you say. It's usually about some type of desolate feeling or hell or whatever.
Did you guys put the makeup on too?
Yeah.
You did the makeup?
Yeah, we had pig heads on stage once. We had them on spits. I had a buddy who's a chef. I was a buddy who's a chef, and he, I guess he had a butcher, and he could get these pig heads. So we're like, all right, cool, man. I'm like wasted on Four Loko. This is when it first came out.
The real shit.
Yeah, the real stuff.
Caffeinated.
Yeah, dude. Let's do it.
Metal as fuck. The chat says, all right, man. Well, it's going to kick us out in a minute anyway, so I might as well just shut it down. Thanks to everyone that was here. Thanks to everyone that participated and called in. I appreciate everyone and all the chatters. And I'll probably be on my main channel tomorrow talking about some new-ish. And make sure you go on the main channel, watch the stream we did with Tartarian Truth, EBT and I. It's up there right now. And subscribe to both channels. And peace out. Appreciate your time.